Hi, this is Suren, founder and CEO of Success Gyan. I welcome you to one more edition of Success Talks with Suren. This is episode number 13. How did this all get started? When lockdown has happened, I sat with my team and said, what can we do to inspire our community? When we came up with the idea of Success Talks, because in the last 8 years of Success Gyan, we have brought more than 60 plus world-class trainers and thought leaders to India. So my team said, why can't we invite these people, have a chat with them so that we can take best of the teachings and take it to a community. That is how Success Talks actually started. And we had a collective goal to inspire 1 crore people. In the last 12 episodes, we had Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, we had Dr. John D. Martini, Blair Singer, my spiritual guru Sri M. Till date, as of today morning, 18 lakh plus people have seen Success Talks. So I want to thank each one of you for actually getting inspired and sharing it to your community. And who do we have today? He needs no introduction. He's a special friend. He's the author of international bestseller Lead of Lead, India's leading business coach, runs Asia's largest training and coaching business. More than that, a phenomenal human being. I love calling him a special friend. Today, his family. Rajiv Talreja, welcome to Success Talks with Suren.
Thank you, Suren. Good to be back. Last episode was good fun. You really pushed me with your questions. So I'm really looking forward to this episode to see what you've got, especially because you asked the audience to ask questions. So I'm nervous and excited.
Yeah, Rajiv, you have no idea the number of questions which came to us. I've really shortlisted in such a way that we ask you things which can inspire the whole community. And since we have 60 minutes, I'm going to dive straight in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. COVID, post-COVID, a lot of people are saying that the way they used to do business will not work anymore. They have to really rewire the business model because old things won't work. What would you tell to business owner how this can actually be done? What can they do to rewire the business model? How should they look at it?
So I would say that the statement of what they were doing before will not work is not completely true in all cases. So I would like to do 2 things. I would like to answer this question from the point of view of a foundational set of parameters that every entrepreneur should check their business with. And then also for those who feel that the way they were doing business will not work for them, what can they do to reinvent their business model or pivot their business model? So firstly, let me put it out this way. For me, this is the foundation of business in any circumstance. You will always make money and impact a lot of customers through your business if you know who is the right customer from the point of view of who is the person who has the money for your product or service, who has the authority for your product or service to make the decision to buy, and who has the need for your product or service. So if you know who is the right customer and you're offering them the right product. So the question would be, what is the right product? The right product would be, does your product or service fulfill a significant need or fulfill a significant desire or solve a significant problem for your target customer where they're willing to spend money on that product or service? That would be the right product. So when you're offering the right product to the right customer and reaching out to them through the right marketing strategy and not waiting for them to come to you at the right price. And the right price is again determined by your brand value. How does the customer perceive your brand value or your brand reputation? The price of the product in the market, the core differentiator you have so that you can demand the price that you deserve, and the perceived value of your product or service. A combination of all these forces, you need to evaluate it and really fix the right price. So if you're offering the right product to the right customer through the right marketing channel at the right price, using the right business model, which is scalable and profitable, where your overheads are not exceeding the sales that you're doing. If you are able to stick to those fundamentals, you will still make money. So before people think my business is out of business, they need to evaluate these parameters. Otherwise, they will just make desperate measures without any rationale behind it. Having said that, are there certain businesses that will go out of business, or are there certain businesses that will see a fall in consumption? I believe yes, and it's not because of COVID. I believe the market has been giving feedback for the last 5 to 7 years to certain businesses where their profit margins are going down, where the competition or the supply is way more than the demand is. So it's becoming a customer's market, which is not healthy from a business point of view. In such a scenario, I feel a business owner needs to ask themselves or pivot themselves by answering 3 questions. What can be a superlative? I always say this to people. In every industry, there will be businesses that will survive and thrive, but the superlatives will survive and thrive, which means the largest will survive and thrive. The cheapest will also survive and thrive. The most available will also survive and thrive. The most famous will also survive and thrive. The most innovative or the most unique will also survive and thrive. The most indispensable or necessary will also survive and thrive. So each business owner needs to understand one thing, that there is no space for mediocrity. Okay, there is no space for mediocrity anywhere. There's no space for middle class anymore. So you either learn, upgrade, or become rich, or you will be a victim and slip into poverty. In the same way in business, there's no space for mediocrity. You got to build a superlative. Work towards becoming the largest or the cheapest or the most innovative or the most famous and known or the most available or accessible, and you will survive and thrive. Basically, what I'm saying is have a core differentiator. If you don't have an answer to the question of why people should buy your product or service and why they should buy from you, and it should be a logical, factual answer, not just an answer of they should buy from me because I'm a good human being. You need to have a strong proposition. And the third way of pivoting could be you could diversify. Add products and services that are complementary to what you're already offering, so you increase the potential of your business. So building a superlative, building a differentiator, diversifying, these could be three different frameworks for people to pivot or reinvent their business model. That's how I see it. Probably a long answer to a short question.
Rajiv, that was phenomenal, Rajiv, because you kind of opened it up for people who are watching. I'm sure their light bulbs are going up, and whatever you guys got it from this last answer, I want you guys to type it, because what he said is like a complete piece of gold. Each piece will be significant for one kind of business. So I want you guys to type your takeaway. It is a differentiator of what you need to do to really, really take it to the next level. Rajiv, today, we have been saying that marketing is the key. Everybody's talking about it. Okay. But most people don't get it right. I want you to actually give us a crash course for the audience on marketing. And what is the right marketing strategy people should choose?
I think the first big perception shift a lot of people need to have is that advertising is different from marketing. Advertisement is self-promotion. It's promotion of your products, your services, your company, your brand, yourself. And people don't care about advertisement. They know an advertisement is an advertisement. Gone are the days where people would watch the entire ad on Doordarshan and sing Hamara Bajaj or Nirma. Yeah. Today, people feel advertisement is an interruption. So brands, businesses, small and medium entrepreneurs, solo influencers, everybody needs to understand that the game is no longer about them. Nobody cares about who you are. Nobody cares about what you have to offer. So marketing is not advertisement. Marketing is value addition. So advertisement is self-promotion. Marketing is value addition. It's about creating content that is interesting enough for your customer, which adds value to your customer in the format of education or in the format of some kind of engagement where they are doing something, or in the format of some form of entertainment where you are entertaining them. So you need to add value. So the first shift a lot of people need to make is that they need to take their product and service and their personal identity, throw it in the dustbin or flush it in the commode, and start focusing on what would be interesting for my customer, what would be educational for my customer, what would be entertaining for my customer, what would be engaging for my customer, and put out content in that format, because it's all about the customer's needs. It's all about the customer's pain points. It's all about the customer's problems. So creating content that adds value, which the customer can resonate with, is actually what marketing is. So if I have to give you a quick crash course in marketing, I would say it's 3 C's. It starts with who is the customer, what are their pain points, what are their needs. Then what is the content you can create to engage that customer in the format of education or entertainment based on your product or your service, based on your industry or sector. You got to choose a theme. Will education work? Will entertainment work? Will engagement work with my customer? So the second piece of marketing is the content. The third piece of marketing is the channel. And when I say the channel, I'm not just talking about social media channels, because I feel though my business runs on social media, I feel social media is overrated. And I think most businesses are coming on board to social media because they have this FOMO, fear of missing out. When their customer may not even be on Facebook, they are spending money with social media agencies, creating a Facebook page and spending money on paid campaigns of likes, where there are people from Azerbaijan or from some country which will never ever be their target audience liking their pages, and these people are feeling happy with these vanity metrics of likes and follows. That's not relevant for your business if your customer is not there. So you need to know, where is your customer? Where is your customer consuming content? It may be Facebook, it may be LinkedIn, it may be Instagram, it may be YouTube, it may be Twitter, it may be TikTok, God bless TikTok, or it may even be an exhibition or an expo where you need to participate in. It may be an apartment complex where your content has to be showcased. So we really need to understand that the right channel is not necessarily digital. It has to be where my customer is spending time and where does my customers like consuming content. It could be emails as well. So customer, content, channel. If you get these three things right, then and you are adding value to the customer, then you are a marketing wizard.
Rajiv, I love that. Marketing is all about value addition. Guys, type value addition. I think Rajiv is in super form today. Only 2 questions down, but we have got some pure gold already out. So I want you guys to take a notepad, get ready, because we have something really amazing lined up. Okay. Rajiv, the next
I have
one.
a philosophy, right, Suren? The more you spend time with me, the more value I give to people. So there's a small hint for people. Continue the journey.
Exactly. We're going to tell how you can continue the journey also later today. Okay. Rajiv, most of the trainings you always say this. Okay. For most businesses, the bottleneck is actually the business owner. This is like a truth bomb for people who are going to hear right now. They are the bottleneck for their business. Can you tell what you're trying to say by that? And what should people actually analyze and do so that they are not the bottleneck in their business?
So the way I look at it is that firstly, business is not just sales, business is not just operations. And for most small and medium business owners, I see most entrepreneurs are just focusing on these two things. They're focusing on where can I get my next customer, going for sales meetings, pleading the customer, give me a deal, negotiating, giving into the customer's demands in desperation, and then coming and taking care of the customer and claiming that they personally have to take care of the customer because they're perfectionists. They want to give a personal touch, which is a lie.
Yeah.
The reality is that most business owners do not know how to build a team. They do not know how to delegate. They are stuck with the customer because not because they are perfectionists, because they have the fear of delegation, fear of letting go, and therefore they claim perfectionism. But the reality is, perfection is the biggest enemy of progress. It actually makes you a control freak. And in most businesses, most entrepreneurs are doing everything that there is to do in a business. Think about it. In a business, you need to do marketing so you generate leads. You need to do sales so that you generate revenue. You need to take care of the customer. You need to do operations so you deliver value to the customer and make sure the customer is happy. You need to constantly create new products and new services so you attract new customers and make more money from existing customers. You need to take care of accounts so that there's accuracy, compliance, and insight. You need to do HR, so you hire the right people at the right time, develop people, skills and knowledge who are on your team, make sure your team is happy. You need to manage the business where you need to give clarity. You need to mentor people, review people, give people feedback, hold them accountable. You need to look at new opportunities, strategic growth, new product lines, new geographies, new partnerships. Now, there's so much to do in a business. No matter how skilled, how committed, how hardworking you are, one person or two people cannot do all of these things, which means what ends up happening? Most business owners are involved in so many things in their business and they pay attention to only things where there is a crisis. So if there are no projects in the pipeline, business owner starts doing marketing, sends out email newsletters, learns digital marketing himself or herself, goes and joins a business referral networking organization himself or herself. Now, they do marketing, generate some leads, then they get drawn into sales because somebody has to convert those leads. Once they convert, they get stuck in taking care of the customer. So the biggest reason why businesses do not have stability, leave alone success, the biggest reason why business owners have their incomes oscillating is because they are not able to do all these activities which are critical, which are foundational for the stability of a business. They're not able to do all these activities with consistency. And the key word is consistency. Now, when you can't do all this with consistency, you do only things where there is a crisis. When you're only becoming a crisis manager in your business, you're only fundamentally working for monthly survival. And I always say this to entrepreneurs, that your victory is not taking back some money home for the month. Like, think about it. Culturally, in our country, we say the sign of success is when you become a crorepati. Yeah. Crorepati means 8,67,000 rupees per month personal income after taxes. That's when you are a crorepati. Most people start their business saying, I want to be a crorepati. But most entrepreneurs within 4 months say, leave 8,67,000 rupees per month. If I take 80,000 rupees home, my house will run. Yeah. And they start celebrating survival. Oh, I paid salary on time. Oh, I paid rent on time. Oh, I paid EMI on time. I paid my supplier on time. If you're celebrating survival, please understand that your ambition has degenerated, your self-worth has degenerated. You've fallen in your own eyes today, where you are celebrating survival and you don't know where this is going. You rather take a job because for your talent, your skill, your network, your capability, your work ethic, anybody will pay you a six-figure salary. Why are you torturing your family, going back home every month and saying, "Ye mahina thoda tight hoga"? So I always say this to entrepreneurs: the reason you are the bottleneck is because you're stuck in this trap of self-employment. You're stuck in this game of survival, and you think you are a perfectionist. This is delusion. This is deception. It is not called building a business. So a true business owner is someone who sets up all these departments, sets up teams, sets up systems, sets up strategies. And that's the job of the business owner, not sitting and doing every single department by themselves. And the other big delusion people have is, but I'm passionate about what I do. Mark Zuckerberg is passionate about coding, but he first set up Facebook as a system, as a team, as an entity. Today, he can do coding whenever he wants, wherever he wants, at the time that he wants. Most people talk about passion, 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 and they don't build a business. Then passion becomes poison. So that's why the business owner, their mindset, their action, their focus, all of this is the biggest roadblock for the growth of any business. Again, a long answer to a short question.
We need that, Rajiv, because people get to know. I know a lot of people are feeling light bulbs getting in their head, because most of them, I meet 10 business owners, 8 people are what you actually told. Okay. And I know there's a solution to it, and you run that system also. Before we go to that, one of the things which you picked in the last one, the importance of teams, because you always emphasize in your trainings why teams are very important. How can people build a championship team? Because this was one question a lot of people actually asked us to ask you. Teams, and how can we build a championship team?
So I will take a cue from my journey as an entrepreneur. Today, if I look at it as an entrepreneur, I'm in the services industry, a training and coaching business. People would like to ask me this question of, Rajiv, you're talking about building a business where the business owner is not the bottleneck, but in your business, the business is built around your brand. Let me tell you something. The business is built around my brand. And I'm a classic example of a service business, because most service professionals say, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach. So the client wants to work only with me. Well, in your own industry, there are people who've built a business where the business owner does not work directly with the clients. The same in my case. The only role that I play in my business is of management. And that too, my management level is not even at the level of the team. It's with my business partners, Karan and Pranav. The other role that I play is creation of content, because that's my strength, and delivery of content, because we consciously made a decision to make me the face of the brand, because in our industry of training and coaching, people like a personality more than a logo of a company. So these were conscious business decisions. That's why today we are building Karan's brand as well, because we've been able to do that. And what is our biggest strength? Our biggest strength today is our team. Why have we built Asia's largest business coaching business? Not because me, Karan and Pranav sit and coach every entrepreneur personally. We've created a system, we've created the content framework, and we've built the most priceless asset, which is a team of coaches who are way better coaches than we are. Okay, I have an attention deficiency issue. I can't sit and listen to a person patiently. But my coaches, that's all that they do. And they're phenomenal at asking questions. They're phenomenal at strategizing. Now, how do we do this? It's not taken us 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. It's taken us the last 14 years of entrepreneurship. And for the first 10 years, we sucked at building a team. And we made classic mistakes. We looked at hiring as an expense, not as an investment. We looked for cheap talent. And I have learned this lesson the hard way. And I would request every business owner to understand this, that talent comes at a price. And if you're not willing to pay the price, you'll pay a bigger price in terms of the time you will use to struggle in your business and the beliefs that you will erode about your business, because you'll feel it's not possible. So hiring is an investment, not an expense. Pay talent, okay, pay the price. Third, most important, culture comes first. Talent is overrated. And so I'm contradicting point number 2. Culture comes first, which means you need to be there, walk the talk, be active as a leader, align people constantly. Don't avoid people when you are upset with them. A lot of business owners, when they are upset with a team member, they avoid. They act like an irritated mother-in-law, saying, "Main baat nahi karungi." I mean, it's your business. You got to align people, educate people, inspire people, mentor people, train people, coach people. There's a lot of effort that goes into building a team, which a lot of business owners are not willing to put. And that's why most businesses remain small. So it's about active leadership. It's about having a management system where you're reviewing people. It's also about learning the science of hiring. How do you hire the right people? How do you attract talent? There are tools, there are templates, there are frameworks. It's a science. It's not luck by chance.
Yeah.
And most people hire that way. They just tell few people saying, if you have anybody, send them to my office. That's not called hiring. So I think the foundation of building a championship team starts from firstly your own clarity of your own values. Like we've taken what Blair taught us: goal first, people second, individual third. And we drive this on a day-to-day basis in the business, which means in every action, every behavior, every communication, every person is held responsible. Are they putting the goal first, or are they putting themselves first, or are they putting their colleague first because they have a good relationship and they don't want to offend that person, or are they putting the goal first? So we always say goal first, people second, individual third. Then the other piece of pay system which we teach, win win win, we really live by that. That for us, building a business at the end of the day is about serving our team, serving ourselves, serving our customers. So the customer has to win in terms of value, the team has to win in terms of financial growth, career growth, we have to win in terms of our brand growth, financial growth, and our aspirations. And we drive these things. And to drive these things, one has to activate leadership. Like one of the benefits I've seen of this lockdown and COVID period is a lot of business owners have increased the amount of communication with their team. They are communicating more with their team. They're training their team a lot more. They're reviewing their team a lot more. They're understanding their team's personal lives a lot more, which is brilliant. So the crisis actually put people into leadership mode. And my request to all those entrepreneurs would be to continue leading. Don't go into the office and then get lost again. So active leadership, clear systems, understanding the science of building a team. There's a whole, I can do a 5-day training program on this. But there's a whole lot of things that goes into building a team. But it all starts with your own values. Do you really care enough to make sure your team wins? Do you really care enough to ask for what you deserve as a business owner? Because it is a give and take. And do you really have the capabilities to lead, inspire, mentor, train, coach, give feedback, hold people accountable? Whole bunch of stuff.
Thank you, Rajiv, because I believe what you've given is actually a little crash course, and team is a very integral part of it. As you rightly said, I've been in the training industry for 9 years. The toughest place to build a team is your coaching and training business, because you need to replicate yourself, and customer will always want you. So you need to show people that they are better than you, and you've done a fabulous job. Like I told last time, only 2 people I know, Harvaker has done that. Only you've done where you build a coaching business. Brilliant. Okay, my next question. We have been working from 2016 together. Thousands of business owners have come to our training rooms, learned about business space system, and their life has completely transformed. The business has really changed. Can you tell us what is the business space system, and why is it all the more important post-COVID?
So let me put it this way. How did the pay system actually come about? It started in 2013 when I got a call from India's largest accounting software company. They said, we want to do a sales training. We want to do a key account management training. We want to do a communication training. Now, though I was a corporate trainer for the first 10 years, I was always an outside the system corporate trainer, because I was not a HR for 30 years and then quit my job and started consulting with the company that So I started from scratch. So I always looked at it from the point of view of how my dad looked at training. My dad is a 8th standard dropout. And the day I was starting a training and coaching company, he asked me, why will people spend money on learning from you? I said, because their skills will grow. And he said, if their skills grow, what will happen? I said, their performance will increase. He said, if the performance will increase, will their profit and results go up? I said, yes. He said, can you guarantee that? Only then I will spend money on you. So he's a Sindhi businessman.
Yeah.
I don't know, that stuck to me, that at the end of the day, what people buy is results. They don't buy the feel-good motivation. They don't buy some skill sets that you think are important for them. They buy an end result. They want an end result. So when Tally reached out to me, I said, hey, you know what? I want to firstly understand why you want to do this sales training, why you want this key account management training, why you want to do this communication training. And then I said, I will do 1 month of free analysis, because I want to understand why. I want to interview the people you want me to train. I want to interview the managers of the people you want me to train. And I want to interview all the people who I will train will interact with. And then I understood that they wanted to train their sales team because they felt that the sales team was not able to manage the distributors and dealers well, the sales team was not able to get sales results from the distributors and dealers. So they had like a channel partner network, and the sales team was largely people who were managing the channel partners. So I said, let me interview the channel partners. Now, these channel partners who were distributors and dealers of the product were largely medium-sized IT companies who use the accounting software and built other technologies on it and customize it for clients. Or they were dealers who were retailers sitting in a market of electronics in every city, and one of the products was Tally that they were offering, and they were undercutting price because of whatever reason that they wanted to just sell and do a turnover based reasons. So I went down to the level of interviewing these retailers, interviewing those computer service repair people who were selling this product, who were resellers, interviewed those IT companies who were resellers, to understand why are they not being proactive about selling this product. And what I understood was they had so many other challenges. They had people challenges, they had system challenges, they didn't know how to do sales, they didn't know how to generate leads. There was such a huge gap there. And I went back to the principal, which was Tally, and I said, hey, you know what? Even if you do sales training, communication training for these guys, your product sales will not go up. Because the ground level reality is that your dealers and distributors are disconnected. They are swarmed with their own business challenges. So Tally said, okay, how can we create that mindset for them so that they engage? I said, we can't create mindset. We need to give them a solution to solve their problems first. Tally was a visionary organization that said, we will help our dealers and distributors make more money in their business. And as a result of that, if they sell our products and services, great. That's when I started understanding what are the challenges of small, micro, medium entrepreneurs. And I saw these were the same challenges I had as an entrepreneur. I didn't know how to do marketing. I didn't know how to close deals in a quick manner. I didn't know how to manage my business. I didn't know how to build clarity of roles and measurement metrics for every department in my business. So in essence, I got so involved in that project where I was like, this is a solution for me. So when PACE started, PACE actually is an acronym. It stands for Performance Acceleration, is a result of competence enhancement. That was the first version of PACE, that you want to accelerate performance, you need to enhance competence, enhance skills, enhance knowledge. Only when you enhance this competence will performance accelerate, because most people think hard work brings you results. No, better capability brings you results. So in 2013, PACE was performance acceleration is a result of competence enhancement. I did an 8-month project for Tally, took the revenues up by something that they've never ever imagined. I can't disclose it on social media. But the testimonial of Tally is at the back of Lead or Bleed. I did that. And then PACE just stood there as one program. Then I went in 2014 into interviewing 300 business leaders, people like Kiran Mazumdar, who's built Biocon, Ashok Soota, who's built Happiest Minds and Mindtree Technology, CK Kumaravel, who's built Natural Salon and Spa, the founders of Wildcraft, founders of Baggett. I interviewed 300 business leaders from across sectors to understand what's the psychology to build a successful business and what's the system to build a successful business. And these 300 interviews started showcasing patterns of success to me. Like Brian Tracy says, if you do what successful people do, you get what successful people have. You do what mediocre people do, you get what mediocre people have. And when I started seeing patterns in terms of habits, systems, and mindsets, I started concising this, and it brought me back to PACE. Performance acceleration is a result of competence and enhancement. But beyond competence enhancement, there were 2 more elements that I saw. There were elements of clarity. Most business owners don't have clarity of goals. They set just financial goals or sales goals, which are just a wish. They don't have clarity of customer focused goals, department focused goals, team focused goals, learning focused goals. So, and I saw businesses that were doing well were going deeper in these elements. So I took the lessons from these 300 business leaders, fitted in the framework of PACE, and created PACE as a system, as a management system. So in one line, what is PACE? It's a management system on how to set goals, how to track goals, how to achieve goals in every single department of your business. Because like previously I said, every department you need to have the foundation. So you need to learn how to set, track, and achieve goals in every department of the business. So essentially I created PACE for myself. Because when I was doing those interviews, it was for me to learn how do I build my business. Then the book happened, and then crazy things happened, and entrepreneurs said, we want to learn the PACE system. I never thought I would train and coach entrepreneurs. I was always focused on corporates. And like they say, it was divine intervention that I ended up doing what I love doing the most, what I feel most fulfilled doing, which is teaching entrepreneurs the PACE system, where I help them set, track, achieve goals in every department of the business and teach them how to build a business which can grow without them. That's the story of PACE.
Thank you, Rajiv, because it's been a phenomenal 3-4 years. We've been working together. A number of people, I'm sure a lot of people here who are watching have done the business PACE program. If you have done business PACE and you really loved it, can you please tell us your feedback in the comment box? Because we want people to know how business PACE has actually changed your life. Rajiv, I know we've been talking offline because a lot of people have been reaching out to us and people want to be part of the business PACE system. You've been running programs like when you before COVID, almost 20 days in a month you used to train. Now we have stopped, but we do not want to stop this education to people. And we know that you want to take this to online and reach out to business owners and help them. Can you tell me what shift is happening? What are you doing behind to get this system to people online?
So I'll tell you, when the lockdown first happened, my first belief was PACE cannot be replicated online. It's an experience. When you're in that room, 3 days is an experience. But then, they say adversity pushes you to innovate. And this lockdown and no permissions for public gathering really got us thinking. And for the number of requests we already had 300 participants who were waiting in the pipeline to attend the PACE program. So over the last 1 month, the only thing me and my team have done is turned PACE into an online workshop where it is going to be 3 days, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. again as a 3-day program. But what we're going to do is it's a learning and doing program using technology. What we've done is we're looking at where I teach a tool or a system or a stage of the PACE system for 90 minutes. Then we put people in a breakout room for 20 minutes, 30 minutes with a coach. And the coach actually works with them hands-on on customizing that particular step. So they internalize it for their own business context. And we did this trial run only to find that the level of impact and coaching, because our uncertainty of will we be able to replicate this from live to online was so high. The way we've designed the framework now, it's more a coaching based program where we are coaching entrepreneurs then and there to apply the system one step at a time. So we've done a couple of trial runs and now we are ready to launch PACE as a 3-day online format from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. where I do the entire teaching, but every participant gets to work with a coach and the coach supports that participant to customize the tools and templates for their own business. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to and I'm excited about.
Thank you, Rajiv. I really want to thank you, Karan, and your team to actually making it happen, because the number of requests saying, can you take it online, has been like phenomenal. And for people watching, if you want to be part of this, what you can do is my team is going to put a link. It's a free masterclass which Rajiv does. When you fill the details, we'll tell you when it's going to happen. Come and have a look, understand what it is. If you really want to be part of business PACE system, we'll tell you how you can become part of the 3-day online program. Okay, Rajiv, I know you for many years now. One of the things I attribute you to is your disciplined lifestyle. Like you're super disciplined. The way you plan your personal goals, the way you plan your finances, your daily, weekly calendar. Can you share with the audience? How do you actually do it?
So let me tell you, I was a disaster of an entrepreneur for the first 10 years as an entrepreneur. And there were so many things that were missing in my life that people ask me, Rajiv, which is your biggest success story in terms of client? I say, I am my biggest success story. Because the kind of changes I've made in my life, you can't recognize who I am today to who I was 7-8 years back as well. And one of those areas, apart from being a dysfunctional entrepreneur, which I've openly shared with everybody on how everything in my business was dependent on me at one stage. I think the other area of my life that struggled was my life, my health. I was superbly overweight. I have a picture that I always keep looking at to inspire myself. My health was a mess. I was a crazy workaholic and I was proud of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I was proud of not spending time in my relationships. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs are, because they live under this deception that I am all about my mission, which is crap. If you're all about your mission, don't get married. Why are you spoiling someone else's life? Okay. If you're all about your mission, then don't be in a family. Sit in the Himalayas. Why are you depriving your loved ones who crave for your love, attention, and time by just giving yourself an excuse that you're all about your mission? I believe a holistic entrepreneur is one who manages their health, their wealth, their relationships, their personal spiritual growth, their sense of contribution to society, and their personal joy, doing things that you love doing. And for me, this hit me I think this hit me of I think a year and a half before Bhakti and I got married. And I was like, okay, I need to start doing something with my life. Then the phase after 2012, after our marriage, I went through a financial crisis. So I still couldn't fix it. 2014 is when I started my learning journey with T. Harvecker, with Sidra, with Blair, through Success Gyan. I started my learning journey. And I realized that they say each one of us is a boat and we have holes in the boat that we need to cover, otherwise the water will flood us. In my case, I didn't have holes in the boat. I had a boat in the hole. It was like I was going nowhere with my life. That's when I decided to take charge. One of the mentors that had a significant impact on me at that stage of my life was Mac Newton. And he actually defined discipline for me. He said, discipline is the ability to do what is necessary, whether you like it or not. Because so many of us are in this phase of, I just like doing what I love doing. I want to live a life of passion. I'm sorry, if you want to live a life of passion, sit at home. Okay, you got to live a life of discipline. You got to have the ability to do what is necessary, whether you like it or not. And then you need to learn how to fall in love with what is necessary. That is passion, according to me. So Mac brought a lot of discipline into my life. Bhakti brought a lot of discipline into my life. And that's when this journey started of setting goals in every single area of my life, and then breaking those long-term goals into annual goals, breaking those annual goals in health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, contribution, learning, turning them those annual goals into monthly goals, turning their monthly goals into weekly, weekly into daily. And you know me, how much I write. This is the actual system that I use, which I call the And Life. This is my personal diary. And what I actually do is I have these 7 areas of life: health, wealth, relationship, success. Then I break this down into long-term goals. So I have like relationship goals, financial goals, health goals, learning goals. And then I break it down into annual goals where I financially allocate using T. Harvecker's jar system. Every month there's a calendar of how much I want to invest, how much I want to save, what are the necessities in our life, which includes stuff like workout, yoga, things like that. How much we want to contribute, what are the things that we want, where are the places we want to travel, how much do we want to spend on just joy of living, and then education. And then I break it down into monthly goals, where I write monthly goals as a business owner. In Quantum Leap, under management, what do I need to do? Under marketing, what I need to do? Under training, what I need to do? Under creation, what I need to do? In Dreamcraft, under management, what I need to do? Under the role of whatever projects I'm handling, what I need to do. And I even write my personal goals, that this month, what do I need to accomplish in my personal goals? Then I break that into weekly goals, and then I break them into daily goals. And I am a sucker for writing and planning, but I don't overplan. I give myself the luxury to work 4 hours a day, because I believe anything more than that is not going to be focused work. But I think it's a game of clarity. When you break it down and you follow a system, then automatically every area of your life starts working. Your health starts working, your relationships start working, your wealth creation starts working, your business starts working. You start having a goal for what you want to experience in life from the point of travel. Like that map that you see at the back there, it's actually our travel goals. Bhakti and I have a pin there that goes in of where all we want to travel. So I just feel that that's really the joy of living. I'm not the type of entrepreneur. I'm a poor role model entrepreneur for those who just want to commit their life to their business. I always say this, my tribe is of people who want to live a holistic life. Okay, they want to grow their business, build their brand, take care of their health, be involved, engaged in their relationships, create wealth, have a good asset portfolio, build good investments, have strong savings, travel the world, engage and indulge in hobbies and weird experiences. Okay, I think for me that's life. Why would I restrict it to my business and make it so boring? So that's really how I like to look at life and live life.
Thank you, Rajiv, because I know how you live your life, and thank God, because previously you used to write diaries of that, and now you created a system where you created a binder that you can actually plan it. And thank you for doing that, because today people can get that binder. My team is going to put a link where, if you like that, it's a brilliant binder what Rajiv has created, a system where you can break down yearly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. It's a no-brainer after that. You just need to do everything daily and you can actually accomplish it. My team is going to put the link.
Suren, people must be feeling these guys are selling so many things today. But I tell you what, we are shameless salespeople. We sell what's important.
Exactly. They really need it. And when you have created a system which is so simple and can be done by anyone, why not? Okay. While my team is putting that link, Rajiv, I want you to tell that I love this philosophy of it's not this or that. It's not spirituality or wealth. It is not spirituality or health. You have this and philosophy, right? Everything is actually possible. Can you just talk about it a little?
So I'll tell you what. All of us would have heard or said this at one point of time in our life, saying, you can't have it all.
Yeah.
I think that's the most crappiest thing we've ever told ourselves. I mean, it's like we're defeating ourselves even before we start playing the game.
Yeah.
By telling yourself you can't have it all, you're actually telling yourself you don't deserve it all. You're not even attempting to play for it all. For me, life is a pursuit. It's a game of pursuit. At least play for everything. Yeah. Which means it's not, a lot of people say, I am not focusing on my health because right now my business is consuming my time. Or for me right now, relationships are not a priority. My work is my priority. Or money is the root of all evil. I'm a spiritual being. I think it's all escapism. Largely it's escapism. It's the lack of willingness to take responsibility for every role that you have. And as a human being, you have a role. You have a role towards yourself, which is your physical health. You have a role towards your relationships, your loved ones, your family, your friends. You have a role towards money, which means taking care of money, saving money, and growing money and investing money. You have a role towards your business, and business is different from wealth. Business gives you the income, and how you use that income determines your wealth. So you have a role in your business. Then you have a role towards your own emotional fulfillment, which is recreation, traveling the world, engaging in sports that you love to play, engaging in hobbies or skills that you wanted to develop that are random. So you have a role towards your emotional fulfillment. You have a role towards your spiritual growth, your evolution as a human being. You have a role towards society and contribute. So for me, it's not health or wealth. It's not work or relationships. For me, it is health and wealth and relationships and business and recreation and contribution and spirituality. And it's about setting goals in all these areas. And balance is not 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of personal time. Balance is actually clarity in these 7 areas. When you have clarity, you will see not everything requires that much time. Okay, it doesn't require that much time. That's a big myth people feel. And when you have clarity, you learn how to make the time for everything. When you know you have a goal, you go after it. So that's where the and life comes from. That it's about the pursuit. Now, will you have perfection in every area of your life? No. But you will make progress in every area of your life. And for me, progress is more important than perfection. I don't beat myself up when I do something 2 days after I said that I will do this. So for me, progress, if I'm moving in the right direction, as long as I'm moving, I'm happy. It's not about did I achieve and reach there by this time. That's not important to me.
Thank you, Rajiv, because I believe we had Jack Canfield, we had Brian Tracy, who almost said the same thing. It is possible that you can be spiritually inclined and you can make money, you can have a healthy life, you can travel the world, you can have great relationship. It is and for all the audience who are watching, I want to tell you guys that it is actually possible. I want you guys to first believe. Today we have a binder where you can really work and put it as a system and get going. Rajiv, quick question. I know you don't read a lot of books.
Yep.
I know you do follow people who you like. You learn by observing people, and you also attend seminars whenever possible. So the reason my question is for people post-COVID, I truly believe lifelong learning is very, very important. But why do you think it's very, very important right now?
So let me put it this way. Whether you are struggling, whether you are stable, whether you're already successful, there is a next level. Yep. For a person who's struggling, for example, in business, stability is the next level. For a person who's stable, success is the next level. For a person who's successful, scale is the next level. And for a person who's already scaled up, the next level is to serve and reinvent. Because businesses that scale up also fall down fast. I mean, Gartner and Go did this survey that said 70% of Fortune 500 companies 10 years ago are not even in business today. That's Fortune 500 companies that are not in business today, which means we've all seen Nokia, we've all seen BlackBerry. Everyone needs to keep learning and reinventing. And if we are not learning, here's what happens. A lot of people have this notion, life is the best teacher, experiences are the best teacher. I agree, life is the best teacher, provided you have the right perspective to learn. The reality is what happens to most people when they go through experiences is that they don't actually learn. They actually limit themselves. Because when you go through an experience that is not so nice, then you start developing limiting beliefs, fears, self-doubts, and you start restricting your game. There is no wisdom in reducing the size of your goals. true learning is to figure out the approach, okay, figure out the strategy, develop the skills, develop the mindset, develop the networks to achieve the biggest, wildest, craziest goals that you have. Now, how do you do that? So you don't restrict yourself to just learn from experiences. You learn from experts.
Yep.
I have mentors in every single area of my life. I have a mentor for equity. I have a mentor for building assets in the form of property. I have a nutrition and fitness mentor. I have a spiritual mentor. I have a mentor for my training and coaching. Why? Not because I don't know how to do those things, because I constantly want to evolve. So the need for learning and the need for having someone as a space, as a coach, as a mentor is very, very high if you want to keep evolving. Okay, evolution comes with newer perspectives, and newer perspectives don't just come by meditation. Meditation is important, but you also have to have a medium who can show you the path. And that's why you need to identify experts who've gotten the results that you desire and continue learning and keep evolving, keep changing your mentors as well. I don't believe in this philosophy of have one mentor for life. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that philosophy at all. You follow that mentor to the T till you reach that stage.
Yep.
Then it is also, and the sign of a great mentor is when they're happy for you to grow beyond them. That's the sign of a great mentor. An insecure mentor will always try to keep you in their shadow. So constantly keep evolving your mentors, invest time, invest money, invest resources. And why is all of this important? Because if you truly want to spiritually evolve, how does evolution happen? Evolution happens when you learn new lessons. How do you learn new lessons? You learn new lessons when you put yourself through new experiences. How do you put yourself to new experiences? When you have big goals in every area of your life. So set big goals, challenge yourself, fail at it, learn from experts, evolve. Mastering that inner game, developing new skills, capabilities, and knowledge. That's really spiritual evolution, according to me. So lifelong learning is actually a necessity today. It's not an option. Growth is a survival strategy today. Think about it, even from a business point of view. If you started a business in 1980, you could sell the same product at the same price and make the same margin for at least 20 years.
Yep.
You started a business in 2000, you could sell the same product at the same price and make the same margins for at least 10 years. You started a business in 2010, then you could make the same margin selling the same product at the same price for 4 to 5 years. Today, the longevity of businesses is reducing, which means the adaptability of businesses has to increase. And if the adaptability has to increase, how do you adapt? When you're learning. Yeah. But if you're not learning and your life is go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home, you're screwed because your view of life is like a horse with blinders. Learning is a necessity. I can't emphasize like how important it is.
Rajiv, that was loud and clear. Guys, if you got it, I want you guys to type LLL in the comment box because this is a very, very important piece of the puzzle. Rajiv, for me, this is a very important question because I know your journey. I know Sidra Jaffrey has been a great influence on your wife Bhakti and you. I want you to share, when did you meet her? What magic did Sidra unfold on you guys?
I met Sidra at a time in my life when I was at probably my weakest and my most vulnerable phase, which was September 2014. 2012, I went into a 70 lakh loss of 45 lakh rupee debt. My dad went into a debt at the same time in his business. For 2 years as a family, we struggled. And I tried many things. I was a very hardworking, very talented, broke person. You know, in the movie, The Founder, which is on the story of McDonald's, there's a line that says, the most common thing you will find is talented people who are not successful. And I was that, a very talented person who was not successful. And that, you know, that actually increases your inner conflict. Because if you're lazy, if you're useless, then you don't expect yourself to do anything or achieve anything in life. You made peace with yourself. But I was hardworking, I was talented, I was capable, but I couldn't crack the code for myself for 8 years as an entrepreneur. So in September 2014 is when Sidra came into my life. And she came into my life thanks to you because you brought her to National Achievers Conference in Bangalore. And I couldn't attend that conference because I was so broke that I couldn't even afford a 1,000 rupee silver ticket. Yeah. So I was so broke. But divinity had it that through a friend, Meena Srinivasan, she spoke to me about Sidra. She said, Rajiv, you need to do Sidra's program. She does a 5-day event called Soul Spa. She works on your energy blocks. She works on your energy blocks in your health, your wealth, your relationships, because everything at the end of the day is energy. It sounded to me like some voodoo magic. I said, I'm not getting into this tantra mantra stuff. I'm going to stay away from this. Something that night pushed me, and I sent a message to another friend of mine, Bijal Parmar, who was in the US, who had experienced Sidra's work. And I just sent him a message saying, what do you think about this Sidra Jaffrey lady? And next morning, Bijal does a video for me on Facebook, okay, sends it to me on Messenger with Yoda speaking from Star Wars saying, Sidra is something you must do. I'm like, okay, Bijal's endorsing her, Meena's endorsing her. I reached out to you that day, I remember. I said, do you think I should do Sidra? And you knew my financial situation. You said, jump in, just do it. And I didn't have the money. You were kind enough. Okay, I'm setting a bad example for all the other customers. But at that time, you were kind enough to tell me, Rajiv, just attend the program, pay me later. And I went to those 5 days only to discover that that it is possible that angels come down to heaven. And from 2014, my life shifted. I mean, I have so many stories about Sidra that people would probably qualify me as an irrational, stupid person who believes in magic and miracles. But I've seen magic and miracles happen in my life. Sidra, for those who want to know who she is she was a psychic. She had the ability to see beyond what normal people could see. She could see stuff in my present life, my past life, my ancestral life that created the locks in my energies, which deprived me in my health, wealth, and relationships. I remember she made a statement saying, Rajiv, how many brothers does your dad have? And my dad has 9 brothers. I said, my dad has 9 brothers. He's the youngest. She said, all your dad's brothers, including him, have lost their money. They were extremely successful. All of them lost their money at the age of 52. Go check it. My dad lost money in 2012. He was 1960 born, 52, accurate. I went and checked the dates, birth dates, and the year all my uncles went bankrupt. It was 52. Nobody connects such patterns just like that. She was gifted. And it's her gifts that help me truly uncover my destiny. I mean, like I said, people would think I've gone crazy, but for me, Sidra is that one person who's played the most defining role in my life, hands down. She unlocked my energy blocks. She gave me what she called the 9 principles of awakening. And I live by those 9 principles of awakening. For those of you who want to look up those 9 principles of awakening, Sidra has a book called 9 Principles of Awakening to Live a Courageous Life. And each one of those principles is actually the laws of the universe. She aligned my energies with the universe. And she said this all the time, that the universe is working for you, not against you. And unless and until you don't surrender with that level of faith and build that relationship of resonance with the universe, you will always live a life of battles. And there's so much that she's given and taught me that, I mean, for me, her word is everything. That's who Sidra is for me and for Bhakti.
Yeah, Rajiv, because today Sidra is not in physical form. She's definitely in spirit form, looking all over us for the magic she's unfolded for each person she come across. And I want to thank her on whatever phase she is, that she's really created the magic. Because today, who you are, what Bhakti is, because of the magic she's really, really done. And how do you want to really take care of her legacy? What is that you want to do?
You know, Sidra used to always say this, that the dead is not dead unless and until the knowledge of their existence ceases to exist. And when she left this march, she sort of placed a responsibility on us, where she said that, you know what, the knowledge has to reach the world. So one of the things that Bhakti, myself, Karan, Pranav, I know you, and a whole bunch of other people are committed to, is supporting the legacy and the teachings of Sidra, which is created in the format of School of Awakening. I mean, this woman had such a deep impact on all our lives and what she's given us in terms of knowledge, wisdom. She predicted the coronavirus last year, and she actually created a healing meditation to say that, okay, make sure that every loved one of yours hears that meditation. The School of Awakening team has put that up on their YouTube channel. And this is not done by normal people. She prepared all of us. She used to always say, March 2020, March 2020, remember that, remember that. And we never ever thought what would happen. And when she left this year, it left a void, but it also reminded us that she's left us because she no longer wants us to depend on her. And she's actually now giving us the responsibility of taking her teachings forward. So for us, we're going to surrender our life to do that, because everything I have, everything Bhakti has, everything all of us have is a result of what she helped us create. So the least we can do is really take her legacy forward in terms of her teaching. So we are looking at working with the School of Awakening team to spread her teachings across the world. That's really a mission for us now.
Thank you, Rajiv. And when we talk about Sidra, we definitely get emotionally choked. But I'm going to switch gears now. We are going to dive into a rapid fire. Are you ready? Let's switch gears now. Okay, let's go from
Wow.
Sidra.
That's emotional diversity, Suren. You take me deep into my emotions and then you go into a coffee with Karan mode.
Yeah, because then I can get the right thing, the truth coming out. Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to make it easy for you, man. Okay. Name one mentor or teacher who's created maximum impact in your life.
Sidra Jaffrey, hands down.
Okay, a nickname of yours which nobody knows till now, not in public till now.
My parents didn't really give me a nickname. My dad tends to call me Sunny at times. My wife has given me hundreds of nicknames, Chikki, Baby, okay, Shona, all of these kind of things. But yeah, those are nicknames if you want to call them nicknames.
Okay, I know you get a lot of female fan following. You get lots of messages. Can you share your weirdest social media message you ever got till now?
Have you made this the mission of your life to embarrass me?
No, you have to tell this. Come on, the world needs to know the other side of you.
The most direct one, are you single? I have actually received a lot of messages like that, and I respond with a smiley saying, I'm happily married and a namaste.
I want to tell
Standard template.
Last week when we did Success Talks with Suren, we opened it to public and told people, can you ask a question to Rajiv? We have one person who actually asked the question. Is Rajiv still single? I didn't want to answer that. I said, okay, let you come and answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happily married.
Happily married. I know that. Bhakti is watching from the other room, I'm sure. Okay. Your one-line definition of mission.
Overrated. I am a bigger believer of action in a progressive direction, because then the mission unfolds itself. I feel a lot of people are stuck thinking I am not able to figure out my mission, but I think mission comes when you move. So progress is more important. Eventually you will find something that you love doing, you're good at doing, and you're making a difference to people's lives. That's your mission.
Awesome. Bhakti, your wife has been a huge pillar of support. If you had to put her in one word, what would that one word be?
That's easy. I said it last week. First coach.
That's 2 words. Okay. A movie which created maximum impact.
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
Oh, I
cried because that character of being overworked all the time and always worrying about work was me. That entire movie, Bhakti sat next to me, nudging me. We were not yet married, and she was like, that's, I cried. It shifted stuff for me. It was a transformational movie.
Hrithik Roshan was you in that movie. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. What do you hate most about the personal development industry?
Lack of depth. I think a lot of people become trainers and coaches and make tall claims. And because of social media today, marketing has become so easy that without even having depth in their content, depth in their capability, depth in their experiences, they are making claims, getting people in with the intention of making a difference, but they don't have the resources to make the difference, because of which people look at this industry as a scam. So I call it an innocent scam. You want to make a difference, so you're marketing yourself. I think when you want to make a difference and you're starting, do one-to-one silently.
Yeah.
Do one-to-one silently. So I think what I hate most about the personal development industry today is lack of depth.
Yeah. Your first crush?
Divya Bharti, the actress.
Yeah, man. Even I used to love her. Your one-line advice to audience who are listening. One-line advice.
Figure your own advice out. You don't need an advice from me. I would say just, I don't want to sound preachy, but I think each one needs to demand and expect more from themselves. Some of us just don't expect more from ourselves. Yeah, but that would one be expect more from yourself.
Okay, if you have to describe yourself in 3 words, what would it be that be?
Creative, definitely. I pride myself on that. Inspiring, I pride myself on that as well. Raw and real. Sometimes gets me into trouble, but I don't care.
But that's how you are. You've been like that, Rajiv. Don't ever change this lifetime. Okay, your one-line definition of success.
Holistic living. Health, wealth, relationships, recreation, spirituality, contribution, business. Holistic living.
So your last rapid fire, 100 years from now, how do you want the world to remember you?
Couple of things. One, I think my life is a representation of a very shabby journey of success. So I would like people to remember me as the person who taught the world with full transparency that success is shabby. That is one thing. Apart from that, if I fulfill my roles of being a good husband, a good son, a good brother, a good father, a good business partner, a good entrepreneur, and a good trainer or coach, I'm happy.
Thank you, Rajiv, because you kind of told the world success is shabby. This helped people to really make life easy. Because
Yeah.
most of us were beating us, saying we can't do like this, but you really opened it up. Thank you, Rajiv, for that. Okay, before I ask you the last two questions, for people watching, I know you're going to near 1 hour. It's been a fabulous 1 hour. A lot of people are asking, how can I watch a Brian Tracy Jack and Success Talks? You can go to our YouTube channel, Success Gyan, subscribe. All the Success Talks are preloaded. So you can go watch it, share it to your people and your community, friends and family, and inspire the whole community. One more thing, next week and the coming weeks, we have Nick Halleck coming, we have Mac Attram coming. So stay tuned for Success Talks. Rajiv, your last final two questions.
Yeah.
What's your big mission in life?
I'm actually not one of those mission statement guys. For me, I have few goals. I have a bucket list of things I want to do, which are largely experiences. So for me, it's largely to do good for myself, my family, my team, my clients, and eventually, if I can increase my impact to society and the country. I know all of this has a ripple effect, but eventually, if I can do that, I'm just happy with that. One thing I love doing is serving entrepreneurs, and the reason I love serving entrepreneurs because not because I'm big on business. If you actually have conversations with me, I'm all about family. And I believe small, medium, micro entrepreneurs do what they do for their family. And that's why I'm passionate about small, medium entrepreneurs rather than large corporations. So serving entrepreneurs is the real path or the mission or the purpose that I carry, because I feel there's a ripple effect there. When you impact an entrepreneur, you impact their team, you impact their customers, you impact their families. And when you can create an abundance for families, somewhere I'm a sort of an activist for the ignored. You look at the media, they cover funded startups whose valuations are a farce, or they cover large corporates who don't need coverage. They don't cover small and medium enterprises. Who pays taxes? Small and medium enterprises. Who creates jobs? Small and medium enterprises. Who creates a standard of living and quality of life? Small and medium enterprises. You look at the government during a crisis, policies are for the rich and taking care of the poor. Who's ignored? The middle class, small and medium entrepreneurs. So somewhere I hate the system, so I love the entrepreneurs. That's the way I would say that. That's me. It's just me.
Thank you, Rajiv, because I know that was the most truth, honest answer you could ever get. I know what you've been doing for the last 5-6 years, where you're helping small and medium business owners. By going online, I think your reach is going to be much more larger. You can go to small towns and small people coming online. I know you're going to really make a big difference in the coming days and years. So thank you, Rajiv, for being who you are. We just finished our 1 hour. It's been an amazing, amazing conversation. As usual, I love it when we interact. I know today has been pure gold, people. I know you loved it. I want you guys to start sharing this. And your last closing remarks, Rajiv.
I think it's something that you and I always talk about. You would have mentioned it quite a number of times in your conversations and talks as well. Happy, hungry, humility. I think 3 things. Each one of us need to love ourselves for how imperfect we are. We are imperfect, and that's perfectly perfect. Stop beating yourself up for being imperfect. Be happy with yourself, love yourself, have gratitude for everything you have. Yet have hunger for growth, because that hunger is what gets you to set goals, what gets you to evolve. The creator creates through you. The fact that your heart is beating means the creator is not done with you. So the creator creates through you. So be hungry. Contentment is a lie. Okay. Creation is the real spiritual purpose each one of us have. So happy, hungry, and finally humility. Each one of us are nobodies. I mean, so give everybody love, give everybody respect, give care to everyone, and you get that back. So last closing words, let's live a life of happiness, of hunger, and of humility. The world will become a better place automatically.
Thank you, Rajiv. The 3H we always talk about. Thanks to Rajiv. That's how I coined it, 3H. So type 3H before you guys leave. Rajiv, thank you so much for the phenomenal conversation. I know you guys loved it. Now you have one more work. You need to start sharing this in your social media handle. So you guys have fun. I will catch you guys next week at 5 p.m. with one more edition of Success Talks. Rajiv, thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Hope to catch you that side. Thank you so much.
Suren, I want to thank you for doing this. In times when there's so much negativity, with what Success Talks with Suren is doing, truly carrying forward the mission of Success Gyan, which is to inspire India. Thank you for everything you've done. You've been a godfather to me, and it would be unfair if I don't thank you. Everything I am today is because you supported me, you stood by me, you believed in me. So, two of the people who believe the most in me in my life, it would be Bhakti and you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me.
Thank you, Rajiv. We learn from each other today, your family. That's how it is. We learn from each other. We have really inspired each other, and our life is entwined, and we have much more responsibility, like we said, taking care of what Sidra said. We have to really change the world together. Thank you so much, Rajiv.
Thank
I'll
you,
catch you
Suren.
on the other side. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next week in Success Talks.